So governments are trying to take it one step further with pushing age verification because there are bills being presented which propose to ban VPNs entirely. Republican lawmakers in Michigan have proposed a pervasive internet content ban while disallowing popular tools to access it, dubbed the Anti-Corruption of Public Morals Act. Man, they are really trying to take the moral high ground with this one. The bill lumps depictions of transgender individuals, adult videos, ASMR, and various forms of graphic imagery as, quote, corrupting public morals, proposing major fines and jail time for posters and platforms hosting said content. Beyond its dehumanizing categorization of trans people, the bill outlaws circumvention tools like virtual private networks, proxy servers, and encrypted tunneling. VPNs disguise a user's IP address through an encrypted tunnel to a remote server, making it appear as if the user is connecting through a different network. And this ban is part of a larger censorship movement in America and abroad. Obviously, they're referring to the whole age verification requirements going on globally right now. Legislators have introduced nationwide obscenity bans while half of the U.S. has passed age verification requirements. For activists, the Michigan ban is about more than moderating content. Globally, VPNs play an essential role in protecting citizens' right to access and share information, particularly in authoritarian countries with major content bans and firewalls. Remember that in some countries you can't even use YouTube. Remember in some countries that you can't even technically use the internet. So not only do VPNs actually allow people to spread information in an authoritarian country, but they also allow people to just stay safe when they're accessing some very dangerous websites. Nepalese activists used the technology to circumvent social media bans and organize a revolution in September 2025. Remember that in Nepal, they tried to ban like all social media. The citizens rebelled and actually got justice for themselves. But historically, authoritarian regimes like Russia, Iran, North Korea, and China have restricted VPNs to enforce stringent censorship laws, though the success of such efforts is widely mixed. So basically, Michigan, a state in the United States, which is supposed to be about freedom of speech and freedom of expression, they're basically saying, yeah, you can't use VPNs, you can't go to an adult website, you can't do this, you can't do that. And if you do, they're proposing major fines and jail time. So they are really trying to police their community way more than just, oh, go ahead and provide some age verification if you want to access this adult website. No, they're talking about actually punishing you with jail time if platforms host any of the types of content that they set. I mean, shit, ASMR? What? So if a platform hosts ASMR, then basically they think that that's morally corrupt and the platform should get jail time. What are we even talking about here? So the ban is presented in this stupid ass bill, House Bill 4938, could spark a paradigm shift in US censorship laws as it seeks not only to restrict content, but also disrupt access to privacy tools like VPNs. I say this every single video, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this again. Don't breathe a sigh of relief and say, oh, I don't live in Michigan, so we're good. Remember, this all started in the UK, then it spread to America, then it spread to all these other countries. When things like this happen anywhere, we should all be concerned as a global community because this type of bill should be shot down. And the fact that it was even proposed in the first place, whoever proposed that damn bill should not even be a politician. The first of its kind in the US, the ban would put Michigan alongside authoritarian regimes like Iran, North Korea, Turkmenistan, Russia, and China in its restriction of VPN access. So some of the most internet restricted countries on planet Earth, Michigan, a state in the United States, would be alongside them. I thought this was supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, so how the hell can we even allow these types of bills to even be proposed? Such laws might become increasingly popular in Western countries, however, as lawmakers in the United Kingdom have discussed limiting access to the technology after age verification bans caused VPN downloads to spike in 2025. In fact, a 2023 study by VPN provider Surfshark found that roughly half the global internet users are subject to VPN restriction. If passed, the law would be one of the most important technology bans in US history, carrying major political, privacy, and security consequences. Despite not making users totally anonymous, VPNs are a critical piece of the privacy puzzle. Recent history is replete with evidence of VPNs helping preserve such critical freedoms, from spurring revolutions in Nepal to enabling Chinese teenagers to play video games. Like I said, the fact that this bill is even in consideration right now in Michigan House, like it's just wild. Like the fact that like they're actually gonna try to ban VPNs and they're gonna consider jail time for websites holding adult videos, ASMR, and trans individuals. I mean, our whole country is always touting about freedom of speech. So if we don't try to fight for our freedom of speech right now, then these types of laws are going to go out of control. I'm glad they mentioned the cybersecurity aspect of VPNs as well, because in a cybersecurity world in which private citizens, businesses, and public infrastructure are increasingly the targets of hacking groups, cyber criminals, and nation states, the ban could jeopardize the online security of constituents. VPNs are not only for privacy, but they help keep people safe on the internet. We all know how dangerous the internet is nowadays. I mean, shit, in my last video, I talked about how YouTube has an entire hacking network called the Ghost Network, which consists of thousands of videos on YouTube that are designed to steal your information. At least if you were to accidentally click one of those links that are going to like try to grab your IP address, if you have a VPN, you would be much safer than if you didn't. But yeah, a lot of people are pissed off about this, as you would imagine. So following the ban's introduction in September 11th, the NGO Fight for the Future launched a petition calling for global lawmakers to protect users' access to VPNs, orchestrated in conjunction with several VPN lobby groups. While Michigan's VPN ban is unlikely to become law, observers caution that its impact may vastly outweigh its immediate legislative lifespan. Even with this, I mean, that's kind of a bold statement. I don't even know if this is true, because I'm pretty sure like a year or two ago, when people were thinking about, oh, age verification for entire countries, they were probably thinking that that was unlikely to become law as well, but that is what happened. In 2025, several countries require age verification just to do very basic things on the internet. Fight for Future's campaign and communications director Leah Holland, she makes the point that the danger of such a proposal isn't just whether it goes into effect, but how it changes the discussion on censorship more broadly. If this is a bill that is actually being considered and discussed in Michigan House law, what the hell other types of bills are going to be presented where they're like, you know what, actually, I don't even think kids should have access to the internet. You know what I mean? Like, this is like the way that we're headed nowadays. And Australia has followed suit with something similar, with them banning social media for people who are 16 and under. She pointed out that the introduction of a VPN ban could move the spectrum of policies discussed in popular politics, opening the door for more restrictive bans by bringing radical ideas into mainstream discussion. Advocates note that the ban exists within a broader trend of media, internet, and academic censorship. Since 2023, 25 states have passed age verification laws, a policy touted as protecting underage users, but one that critics say endangers users' privacy while introducing legislative gateways to more stringent censorship. And yeah, that's a great point. I promise you, 5 years ago, nobody thought that we were going to have age verification on the internet. And here we are. Half of the states in the United States have passed age verification laws. And this number is not going to slow down. I promise this number will keep increasing until we actually try to do something about it. Some people are fighting back. Like, I know Blue Sky made a whole statement about how they're not happy with this whole situation and they're going to have to block certain states from accessing the website. There were 2 groups in Texas that actually sued the Texas government over age verification as well. So there are people that are fighting back, but we need more. We need more people to fight back. We need more people to talk about how this is just not okay. Otherwise, it is going to lead to situations like this, where the whole Discord ID age verification thing happened. All the IDs got leaked, and now a bunch of people's information are just out there. In several states, iPhones will soon have ID age verification as well, with Texas specifically saying, yeah, by the way, if you're younger than 18, you're going to have to ask your mommy and daddy's permission to download any app off the App Store, not even adult apps. I'm talking about Sports Center, chess app, or any video game app, anything like that. You're going to have to ask your parents' permission for each time you download an app. We are headed down the route of legitimate insanity when it comes to age verification. I really wish more people would talk about this situation, but I feel like a lot of people treat it as like, oh, let's talk about it in August when it happens to YouTube, and then let's move on because now it's just not that relevant anymore. If we don't do something about this right now, it's going to get way worse until it gets too late. I mean, like I said, most people might be thinking, oh, that's just a bill that was presented in Michigan, that's not going to pass, or oh, I don't even live in Michigan, it's not a big deal. The fact that a bill like that is even presented, it's even being seriously considered and discussed in the state of Michigan, is where the problem arises. If we don't try to nip that type of stuff in the bud and stop these stupid ass bills from being discussed, they're actually going to be considered for law. So yeah, several US states are going to soon follow suit with Michigan, as is always a trend, and I'm sure there's going to be many states that propose a VPN ban as well. As we discussed, it's not just about, oh, I want to go watch adult videos, so I'm going to have a VPN on. It's also about trying to protect your privacy and information on the internet. It's also about protecting yourself from dangerous websites, because the internet is full of hackers. And once again, it's also about trying to combat an authoritarian government, and some governments out there just prevent you from using VPNs as a whole. If the United States really wants to call themselves the land of the free, the home of the brave, the place where you can say whatever you want, freedom of speech, then we need to make sure that this type of bill gets fucking nuked. This should not even be under discussion. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. The government is genuinely considering banning VPNs as a whole. If you got this far in the video, just type in the comments, Michigan's VPN bill is garbage. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.